incorporate volunteer weekend. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, everybody has.
And of course, the experience I have with this would have been with Midnight Sun, funny enough. Because I've never, well, I mean, I can't say that at all. I've dealt with a lot of very corrupt individuals, so I can't even pretend. But Midnight Sun definitely tried on multiple occasions to get me to give them free labor or tried to get me to essentially work for free under different guises. And right before I ended up leaving, this was one of the things that they tried doing, which is basically saying that you have to volunteer, like it's a mandatory thing that you have to volunteer a couple hours of your your time to Midnight Sun or the portal or whatever purpose it is, I forgot. But people in power will try to do so many different things to test A, their limits, and B, your gangster. And the craziest part was I enjoyed doing readings at Midnight Sun so much that I didn't even care. I'm like, you know what is a couple hours of my time a month to be able to do this? Of course, joke's on me because shortly after I ended up getting, I wouldn't even say fired. I ended up getting, is that a proper word? Because I kind of just was I was contracted there, and then one of the managers at the time kind of just screwed me over. So, I mean, technically, yes, fired, but I guess fired under false pretense would be the best statement to make. And while the owner was a little bit more detached from the operations and what happened on a day to day at the store, I do still kind of hold them accountable in the sense that I reached out to them directly. I had nothing but positive interactions with them directly. And at a time where I really needed that position, I mean, I was my main source of income. And I even humbled myself to even basically more or less beg for my position under maybe better circumstances, like where I wouldn't have to be under those individuals who were being toxic and corrupt. To be met with nothing but silence was kind of shitty, to be honest. And now I get the concept of where people say even though somebody might not have done something, they were complicit in the action of it because they didn't step up, they didn't take action, they didn't do anything themselves when they saw harm in action, so to speak. And typically speaking, I have no issues with owning up and being accountable for any of my mistakes if I did something wrong, if I did something incorrect. And I think that is what really hurt about the entire thing about Midnight Sun, knowing full blown that there's nothing that I did that would have deserved to have lost that position, knowing that these individuals directly lied to my face about why I was being fired, much less nobody even giving me the chance. And I mean, technically speaking, they wanted me gone. The manager at the time wanted me gone because she just had her own issues, and eventually she got fired for being corrupt. So I guess technically speaking, it really wouldn't have mattered much, but either way, still sucked.